Welcome back to the Cardinals franchise. Right now we are 4-1, and I will be simming this game and probably heading to the midseason. So we have two new injuries, and they're both backups. But there we could just replace them easily. So AP is down, and we'll just have Rudy Ford start. So now sim this game and head to the bye week. And we got two new injuries. And it's Jermaine Gresham and AQ Shipley. And I'll probably put Jermaine Gresham on IR. And I'm gonna look at the season stats because right now we are 6-1. So Carson Palmer, right now he's at 1,500 yards, 11 TDs, 5 interceptions. David Johnson with 700 yards and 7 TDs. Fitzgerald with 280 yards, Brown with 230, Gresham 250, JJ Nelson at 240, and Seals Jones at 160. As for blocking, we haven't let up that much sacks. On defense, Deion Buchanan leads the team with 50 tackles, Matthew with 48, Golden with 40, and Josh Morrow leads the team with 5 tackles for loss, Hassan Reddick with 4, Mateo with 3. Josh Morrow has 5.5 QB sacks, Jones has the same, Marcus Golden with 5 QB sacks, Kim Dichie with 4. And Patrick Peterson has 3 interceptions, while Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Beto has 2, and a couple guys have 1. And Justin Beto and Budda Baker both had 2 forced fumbles, bunch of guys with the fumble recovery, no block kick, and a safety by Hassan Reddick, and multiple defensive touchdowns, Justin Beto, Budda Baker, Tyrann Mathieu, and Chandler Jones. So far in the season, Phil Dawson missed 1 extra point, and he is 6 for 8 on field goals, and the league is doing good punting. JJ Nelson is doing good on kick returning, averaging almost 30 yards, and he has a touchdown. Punt returning, Pat P has done okay, about 8 yards of return. As for the whole NFL, Aaron Rodgers leads the league in passing yards and in passing TDs by a lot. And Joe Flacco leads the league in interceptions, like in real life. As for rushing, David Johnson leads the league in rushing yards, which is good. And TJ Yeldon has 10 touchdowns, which is a lot. Eddie Lacy and Jonathan Stewart lead the league with 5 fumbles. As for receiving, Jordy Nelson leads the league with 55 catches. Edelman has 668 yards. And AJ Green is leading the league with 8 touchdowns. As for blocking, Laramie Tunsil led up the most sacks, Eric Flowers and Andre Smith behind them. For defense, Reuben Foster and Eric Kendricks lead the league in tackles with 68. And Solomon Thomas and Aaron Donald lead the league with 10 tackles for loss. Nick Ngakwe with 11.5 QB sacks. And Jalen Ramsey has 4 interceptions. And Quinn Dempsey and John Johnson both had a block. Hassan Reddick is the only guy with a safety. Jalen Ramsey is leading the league with 2 defensive touchdowns. As for kicking, the leader in field goal percentage is probably Gold. Chris Boswell is pretty high up there. And one name you don't see is Justin Tucker, which is interesting. And the punting, no one really cares because they're punters. And Ted Ginn Jr. is doing some damage in returning. And a bunch of guys have kick return touchdowns. While for punt returning, only a couple guys have a punt return touchdown. And that's about it for midseason stats. And in our bye week, I'll just scout out a couple more players. I'll look at some cornerbacks, and these guys look pretty good. That safety looks good. And that's all of the points available. And since AQ Shipley is clear to return, I might start him. And Antoine Padilla, I'll just start his backup. And we'll be facing the 0-8 49ers. And now I'll deal with the contract negotiations. For some players I'll wait on. So I'm not going to get Phil Dawson right now. Corey Peters could wait. I won't be getting Josh Bynes. I won't get him. I'll sign Frosty Rucker to a 1-year deal, and he doesn't like it. I'll sign Tremont Williams for a 1-year deal. He also doesn't like it. I won't get him, nor him. And I'll get Xavier Williams. And he'll just be our backup DT. And I'm going to try to sign Josh Bynes to a 1-year deal to be our backup. And he doesn't accept. And I'll give Corey Peters a 1-year deal. And he doesn't like it as well. So I'll just sign Carl Dansby at the end of the season. So most of my picks will be at the end of the round, which kind of sucks. And now I'll sim one more week. And we have AQ Shipley fully recovered. And I guess I'll play against the Seahawks because they have a good defense. And I'll just scout out a couple more players. I think I might not get a DT at round 1. And so in the next episode, I will play the Seahawks.